Students, yesterday we have revised our chapter number 4, agriculture. Half of the chapter we have revised yesterday, and today I am taking this chapter further. So today's topic, food crops other than grains. So in food crops other than grains, students, we have sugarcane. It is a tropical as well as subtropical crop, and we have oil seeds also. Okay, and we have tea also, mm, and uh, and we have coffee also. Students, all these crops have been given here. Explanation related to these crops, requirements of these crops also have been given here, so you have to read these lines by yourself. So I am going to explain further topics. Horticulture. Cultivation of fruits and vegetables is known as horticulture. In 2015, India was the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world after China in 2015. Okay, students, you know India is the producer of tropical as well as temperate fruits also. Like many fruits of particular states are very popular, like mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji, bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. Okay, and lychee and guava of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, pineapples of Meghalaya, grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra, apples, pears, apricots, and walnuts of Jammu and Kashmir, and Himachal Pradesh are in great demand the world over. So this is horticulture in our India. Okay, students. So now non-food crops. In non-food crops we have rubber. Rubber is an equatorial crop. Okay, but under special conditions we can grow this in tropical and as well as subtropical areas also. It requires rainfall of more than 200 centimeter and temperature above 25 degree Celsius. Okay, students, and fiber crops we have. In fiber crops we have cotton, jute, hemp, and natural silk also. These four major crops grown in our India. Okay, cotton we have. Okay, students, and jute we also have. Okay, now technological and institutional reforms. Students, the it was mentioned in the previous pages that agriculture has been practiced in India for thousands of years. We know sustained uses of land without compatible techno-institutional changes have hindered the pace of agriculture development. In spite of development of sources of irrigation, most of the farmers in large parts of the country still depend upon monsoon and natural fertility in order to carry on their agriculture. Okay, students, agriculture, which provides livelihood for more than 60% of our population, needs some serious technical and institutional reforms. Reforms means changes. Okay, so consolidation of holdings, cooperation, and abolition of zamindari, etc., were given priority to bring about institutional reforms in the country after independence. Okay, and as you all know that we have discussed that right of inheritance had already lead to fragmentation of land holdings. Okay, it means in India we have right of inheritance. According to that, if a farmer, that how much land a farmer has, that according to the right of inheritance, that land will be divided into four groups if he has four children. So, according to this right of inheritance, the size of our land holdings get reduced. Okay, students, and if we have very small patches of land, then it is not equal to very high production. Okay, students, the laws of land reforms were enacted, but the implementation was lacking for lukewarm. The government of India embarked upon introducing agriculture reforms to improve Indian agriculture in the 60s and 70s. And students, our green revolution is also a major step taken by government, and the main purpose of the government is to improve the agriculture production only. The green revolution based on the use of package technology, and the white revolution, Operation Flood, were some of the strategies initiated to improve the lot of Indian agriculture. It means our government has started our green revolution, and government has also started our white revolution. Okay, students, and the purpose was only one, to improve the agricultural products. but this too led to the concentration of development in few selected areas. Okay, but students, this development was only limited in some of the areas. Therefore, in the 80s and 90s, a comprehensive land development program was initiated. In 80s and 90s, a comprehensive land development program was initiated, okay, which included both institutional and technological reforms. Provision for crop insurance. Okay, so what were the programs what were the plannings in these programs? The government has given provision for crop insurance against drought, flood, cyclones, fire and disease. Establishment of Grameen banks. Grameen banks have also been started. Okay, cooperative societies have also been started, and government has started to provide loan facilities to the farmers, so that a poor farmer will also be able to produce good amount of crops. So Kisan Credit Card, KCCC, Personal Accident Insurance Scheme, PIS, are some of the other schemes introduced by the Government of India for the benefits of farmers. So government has started these programs, KCC and PIS, and the purpose was only one, to give the more and more facilities to the farmers, so that a good production can take place. Moreover, special weather bulletins and agriculture programs for farmers were introduced. Okay, the particular professional people and the scientists also who have very professional skill in agriculture programs, so they people have started to organize special weather bulletins and agriculture programs for farmers. Okay, the government also announces a minimum support price, okay, for the farmers. So these were the special programs started by our government. Okay, so now we will discuss this topic: contribution of agriculture to the national economy, employment and output. Agriculture has been the backbone of the Indian economy, though its share in the gross domestic product, it means GDP. It means our agriculture has given a lot of contribution in the GDP, but many times it's not up to the mark. Okay, students, so just attend these. Considering the importance of agriculture in India, the government of India made concerted efforts to modernize agriculture. Establishment of Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Government has started ICAR, agricultural universities. Okay, and veterinary services government has started, and animal breeding centers. Our government has started horticulture development, research and development in the field of meteorology and weather forecast. These were the priority for improving Indian agriculture. Apart from this, improving the rural infrastructure was also considered essential for the same. So as a whole, our government has started lots of programs to improve the condition of agriculture. Impact of globalization on agriculture. Students, globalization is not a new phenomena. It was there at the time of colonization. It means when the British were in our India, this program was also in our India. So in the 19th century, when European traders came to India, at that time too, Indian spices were exported to different countries of the world. Okay, students. So, under globalization, particularly after 1990s, the farmers in India have been exposed to new challenges. Okay, it means farmers were supposed to face new challenges. Despite, that our India is an important producer of rice, cotton, rubber, tea, coffee and other agriculture products. Okay, after all, our Indian farmers were not able to compete with the developed countries. Okay, so because of the high subsidized agriculture in those countries. Subsidy means economic help from government. So today Indian agriculture finds itself at the crossroads. To make agriculture successful and profitable, proper thrust should be given to the improvement of the conditions. Okay, students, the green revolution promised much. It's okay that our government has started green revolution, but today it is under controversies. But today our green revolution is also under controversies. It is being noticed that it has caused land degradation due to overuse of chemicals. Let me tell you students that it's very true that in green revolution farmers are able to use good quality seeds, good quality pesticides, chemicals, etc. And it is also right that they are getting good amount of crops, but they people are using these chemical and other resources in excessive manner. So what is the negative result? Our land negative result is like this, that land degradation is continuously increasing due to the overuse of these chemicals. Okay, the keyword today is gene revolution, which includes genetic engineering. So what should be the other alternative? Okay, so the other alternatives are genetic engineering is recognized as a powerful supplement in inventing new hybrid varieties of seeds. Okay, genetic engineering we should start in our India, and organic farming we should start. Organic farming is very important because today it is practiced without factory made chemicals such as fertilizers and pesticides. Students, you know, organic farming is also very profitable because in organic farm in today's life, organic farming is also in very much used, because in organic farming farmers are not using lots of pesticides and lots of chemicals. So the agriculture production what we are getting from organic farming is more profitable, according to the physical point of view, also according to the healthy point. Okay. Okay, students. Now, what is the other alternative? Diversification of cropping pattern. This is also the one important factor that farmers use diversification of cropping pattern. It means farmers use changes in their cropping pattern. Indian farmers should diversify the cropping pattern. It means they should change. Okay, they should develop cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops. This will increase incomes and reduce environmental degradation, because fruits, medicinal herbs, flowers, vegetables, biodiesel crops like jatropha and jojoba need much less irrigation than rice or sugarcane. It is very clear that if farmers will grow other types of crops like this, then these crops requires low irrigation, okay, low amount of water. So should our farmers should change their cropping pattern also. So students, these are the other alternatives those farmers should use. Genetic engineering they should start, organic farming they should start, and third one, they should start diversification in their cropping pattern. Okay students, so students, now we have revised our chapter number 4 completely. So today's homework, just prepare your all the question answer. It means just learn your all the question answer of chapter number 4 and prepare yourself for September examination. Thank you students, have a good day.